This is a story that like I cannot believe that more people didn't talk about this, but I guess it's just because that's like same shit another day.
He's fucking back, Josh. He's back, baby.
Yeah, if there were any doubts that Jon Jones is back in training,
He's in his prime again.
Jon Jones is back in training. He looks great. If there were any doubts that Jon Jones, a professional fighter, is fucking back, it's that he got arrested earlier this week for 2 misdemeanors relating to assault and I think it was like I can't remember the exact. It's like a communications charge because he stole this lady's phone. So back in March. And I got to say, there were a couple people in our comment section at the time that got mad at us for saying this. But in March, because, John released a video or whatever. But in March, he was accused by 2 drug-free sport employees of threatening to kill them, threatening to assault them, threatening to sue them. And then he also apparently took one of their phones and was recording them and a whole bunch of shit. At the time, they filed a police report and said that the UC had told them not to file a police report and that they wanted to talk to drug-free sport. And they kind of wanted to keep a whole lid on this whole situation. They did not do that. They decided.
If I remember right, the girl went to her supervisor and tried to
Correct.
figure things out, and then the supervisor said not to do anything because they had just started this relationship with the UFC,
which is a great look. Great look. She went and filed the police report anyways, and we heard silence for a bit. Jon, to his credit, released a video showing himself talking with the people kind of cordially and even high-fiving one of them, showing him off his property and his big New Mexico estate. Look, man, we heard nothing until this week when I found out he is being charged with 2 misdemeanors, one of them being assault, another being a failure. It's like a communication charge, like I said, because he took the phone. He's not released a statement, but he's facing up to a year in jail, and then also a couple $1,000s in fines. It's like that DC clip. It's like the Daniel Cormier clip. Your behavior dictates that you are not going to change. And here we are, 10 years after that. And he still has not changed. Angel, give me your thoughts.
Do you think that they I don't know. Will this go to court? I don't know exactly how this shit all functions.
So Jon has a lengthy legal record, as we are aware of.
And this is why I'm asking this question.
However, he is also a rich, wealthy man, and we know what happens with those people. He's basically gotten probation consistently up until now. His wife, fiance, refused, because they've been fiancés for like the last 14 years. But she refused to press charges after calling the cops on him whenever he allegedly beat the shit out of her in a Las Vegas hotel about 2 years ago now. A bit under 2 years ago. So he hasn't really been charged for a lot of the crimes. He's faced probation. He's had little minor stints.
This is why I'm asking. Do you think this is finally the time where a judge looks at the track record and they're like, Jon,
we're giving you 6 months? No.
Clearly probation's not enough.
I could see him getting... They're going to give him the Floyd at max. At max, they'll give him the Floyd. Floyd, whenever he beat the shit out of his wife, got 90 days in jail. I think that's the maximum.
Dude, could you imagine if they lined it up for the date that he would have to fight?
Well, dude, I remember a couple of years ago whenever he failed the tests. What was it? Whenever he failed for the second DC fight, they're like, oh, shit, you're going to get suspended for 4 years. And then he ratted on a bunch of people, so it got reduced to a year and a half. And the UFC was like, oh, shit, when's Jon coming back? November 14th? Shit, we got a card November 16th in New York or some shit.
That works out perfectly.
Perfect, like they would totally do that. But I got the dates a little bit wrong. There you go what I'm saying. Man, look, it's all like I don't know what to say about this, man. I mean, like it is what it is. He is who he is, and he's not going to change.
He was doing so well.
Well, that's the thing, right?
He was on his best behavior, Josh.
Well, that's exactly it, right? Like he's on his best behavior for what, a year? And then he does it again, and it's like, man, you're getting into you're gonna be 40 soon, bro. Like live your life. Like you could be like, I think you'd be like the Ric Flair. You know what I mean? Like Ric Flair's like 75, he still goes out drinking, but you don't hear stories from Ric Flair that often doing crazy shit. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'll put it like this: the thing about Ric Flair is they're very underground. Stories. Now,
Correct.
Granted, I am not gonna.
I've heard some of them. I'm not gonna repeat them.
Yeah, I'm not
gonna.
Then,
those are from like whenever he's like decades ago.
True, but Rick is still out there, still partying. I don't know. I've never looked into them too much.
Yeah.
Ric
Flair was not the best example to use, honestly, thinking about it.
Yeah, so we're not gonna put him out there.
But there are old men who do party and like keep their shit together. Jon Jones is not one of those guys. Yeah. He can't keep his shit together.
Well, within recent years, we haven't heard any Ric Flair stories.
Yeah, I'll put it like that. Within a while. So, but you get my point here. He can't keep his shit together whenever he drinks. And
also, Ric Flair is like geriatric age.
That's my point, though. Like, there are guys who are geriatric age who can party and drink and do all that shit and keep their lives together. You know what I mean? Jon Jones is not one of those guys, man. Like, We heard how he was sober for like a year, and then what happened? Like a couple months ago, we started seeing videos of him out at the bar taking some shots. Now we got this misdemeanor thing, and apparently they were like, "Yo, he's totally drunk." Whenever he was talking to us, so it was just, it's terrible. I hope he gets his shit together, man, because I don't like Jon Jones, and I'm not gonna do the whole rehab. I'm not gonna rehab his image. You know what I mean? Like, I said that whenever the whole situation happened last September after the Hall of Fame. I'm not going to be the guy to rehab his image, but at the same time, I don't want the motherfucker to die.
Or was that the September?
This 2 Septembers ago. 2 Septembers ago.
2 years ago.
So I'm not going to be the guy to fucking rehab his image, but at the same time, I don't want the motherfucker to die either. And like that's the trajectory he's on, is to have some bad shit happen where he's not going to be able to slip out of.
I feel like if he like loses legitimately, it could be very bad for him.
I agree. But also, even if he doesn't lose, like,
it'd still be bad. But can you imagine Jon after a loss?
It'd be bad. It'd be real bad.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, I don't have too much.
And Josh is like, that's why Stipe Miocic. No, just kidding.
Stipe Miocic, you got it. No, anyway, so
coming for you, Stipe.
Do you think this? So he's fighting Stipe in November. Do you think this will impact it at all?
In what sense?
Will he not fight Stipe Miocic in November?
Josh, that will be up to a judge in Albuquerque, New Mexico, to make that decision, because that's really what it's going to be.
Well, his bond hearing is tomorrow, so
we'll find out
how serious they think it is, I guess.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why I brought up. That's why I posed the question to you.
Gotcha.
Is this the time where a judge finally looks back and is like, well, Jon, you have this, and we put you on probation several times.
Yeah.
And nothing has changed in the past decade.
Yeah. Realistically, here's the thing. Nothing ever happens. Nothing happens. Like, people like.
So do you think they'll just find him and put him on probation?
Correct. When it was like a big political thing that happened recently that I'm not going to get into for terms of service and all that. Mm-hmm. People are like, oh my God, that happened. And I'm like, dude, he's going to be fine. Nothing happens. You know what happened? That guy was fine. Nothing ever happens. That's just it. Nothing ever happens. Nothing changes. Jon Jones is going to be fine here. I'm not that worried about it. I want him to get his shit together, but I don't think it's going to happen. So I don't think he'll get his shit together until he does have something really bad happen. Maybe even then that'll just cause him to spiral.
Maybe he needs like an Antonio Brown, moment, like he needs to move in with DC and live in his little house outside.
Dude, the clip of him talking to DC on the phone is like the most awkward 90 seconds of my life.
It was like a big fuck you to both of them, because it's like, I have to be nice.
They both did not want to be there. But anyways, hopefully Jon gets his shit together.
Hey Jon, how you doing? Hey DC.
Hey DC, how you doing, brother? It's just like, yeah,
motherfucker. That's how they feel.
Yeah.